Hello friends, Canada, loud, noisy, probably not something you have thought of, right? Because Canada is this really quiet, beautiful, naturistic country. Am I right? And especially if you're from countries, let's say China, India with a high population, or Philippines. Or if you're from big cities from the West, from New York, Detroit, London, Berlin, Paris, you're thinking, hey, Canada has to be quiet, right? Yes and no. So I'm gonna explain. The noise here is usually from cars, motorbikes, music. Well, sounds the same as to you, right? In Europe or in Asia. Bit different here. The reason is this. So here in Canada, the cars are bigger than in Europe or in Asia. As an American, you're probably used to it. It's the same, right? But for everyone else, it's different here. So, in Canada, most people love driving trucks or SUVs. And the problem is usually the trucks. The trucks are huge, they have huge engines and they're very loud. And they're really powerful because people are using them for things as towing boats, for fishing, or for work. And in winter time they have to be warmed up, and some people warm their cars up or their trucks for 20 minutes. And a powerful truck, you will hear them in winter time. You will hear that and you feel the vibration if the truck is close to your window, and you will wake up 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and believe me, it's no fun. The other thing is, like when they're driving around, you can hear them because also their exhaust and engine, everything is louder. In, for example, Germany and Europe, there are strict rules of how loud the cars can be and how loud the engine has to be, and the exhaust. If they are too loud, they are not allowed to drive, and they're being tested. Here not so. So there is actually a rule, especially here in my city, there's a bylaw on how loud vehicles can be, especially like the exhaust and music and such. Here's the issue. The police never actually stops anyone and controls it. I hear all the time the people being really loud, the music is so loud, and it's really annoying. And especially because the exhaust and the engine is really strong and very loud, you can hear them right in your house. And if you live close to a busy street or intersection, believe me, right now you can't hear, but it is different because the noise really, also because of the vibration, gets into your house. And here's the thing. So in my city, it is against the law to actually against the law to have it really loud. But in my city, they have only one instrument, the police, to actually test it. So the police would have to actually take the suspicious vehicle, drive downtown into the headquarters of the police, and then test it there. We have, so in my city here, we have 250 people, all in with the surrounding area, and we have about the same number of cars. Yes, we have actually more cars than people in the city. It's crazy, and a lot of them are trucks. So the other thing is, people here use exhaust, like they buy the exhaust which are really loud. You know them like from movies, Fast and Furious 1 to Fast and Furious 200. I don't know how many there are right now. And so in Europe there are specific laws. Even if they're shiny or whatnot, they have to follow the laws. If you are being caught, if it's so loud, in Germany for example, they stop you. They try it on right away because the police force actually, all of them or many of them have those tools, and then they say, no, you're not going to drive with this car, we are going to impound it. Not in Canada, because the police force doesn't have the tools for it, and partially they don't care about it really because they have bigger things to attend to. In Europe, fortunately, the police is saying no. The noise level is about peace in the society, and we have to uphold it. So this is why it just continues here. Of the same thing, people have here for some reason really strong stereos and like subwoofers and everything, but even like with normal vehicles, and it's really loud. Like you hear all the time Like you just watch out of the window, someone is waiting there, and you hear boom, 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 and I mean really loud. And you're just sitting there minding your own business, doing a YouTube video, working a YouTube video, reading a book, or just watching a movie. The problem is suddenly you hear this boom, 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 boom the whole time, and it's really loud, and you feel it like even in your bones because it's a vibration and it's really strong. And here it's just so normal. People really use it all the time, everywhere. I see even like people who are older than me, like in the 40s and 50s, having really loud music in the afternoon and all the time with the bass. And it's so strong, so it's really, really annoying. And it's really all the time. It's not all Canadians, right? So the last thing is motorbikes. Yeah, in North America, they love their motorbikes. And they love the really loud ones, you know, like the Harley-Davidson and the others. So that's the only mark I know from those. And they're really, really loud, like stupidly loud. They are louder than any of the trucks, louder than anything on the streets. It's just so insane how loud they can be. In Europe, we do have them, but if you buy them in Europe, you have to actually go to a shop and then they have to do something to decrease the volume of the noise, because otherwise you're not allowed to drive them in Europe. Here, no, you just drive them and it's just horrible, like horrible how loud it is. I totally understand people love them driving and so. I have no issue with them. The problem is they are so annoyingly loud. Maybe I will include a clip in there. And people just driving them around, and just like the thing is with those motorbikes and with big trucks and such comes also muscle cars. Americans love muscle cars and Canadians do too. So in my city there are a lot of muscle cars, and sometimes you can hear them at night, even driving in groups. Suddenly you hear like you will hear them in intersections. They stop and then have to again give some power, right? But then you see them and you hear them, they're like vroom, 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 and driving, especially if there are 2 or 3 of them and they're racing through the city, and they're not racing outside the city, they have to for some reason race here in the city. And me myself, like, it was just like so annoying, so I called the police and asked them, can't you do something about it? Well, after calling them like 10 times, they told us we can only do something against them if we catch them in the act. They sent some police officers of the cars, the patrols, but they couldn't find them. And I told them they're driving in our area for hours and hours. You can hear them, and we have several schools here, and they're just driving around here. And like in the night, you can't see the children. The children are in the night also as well, so it's also not safe. And it's just so annoying, dangerous, and believe me, like all of the noise together, every single day. We had a neighbor, fortunately, he's finally gone. For years and years, he has been so loud. Really loud music with the bass. So several houses away or a whole block, you can hear them. Like you in your house, just doing your thing, and you hear the music annoyingly loud. So loud, in fact, that you were allowed to call the police, which we did. It was like maybe 4 years ago. We called them the first time because it was just getting too much. And the police were, being Canadian, went there and like, hey buddy, you know, I'm so sorry to bother you, but you know, it is horribly loud. Could you just decrease it? They did. So they called us, the police, afterwards, and told us, yep, they were nice and they collaborated, so we did not find them. Guess what happened afterwards? They were annoyed that someone dared to call on them, because they are in the right to have loud music, spinning their wheels all day, having loud cars, and actually tuning illegal cars on their pavement and around. And then they were annoyed, so they started driving around in the area really loud and with music. They did it for like 5 minutes, 4 minutes, and stopped for a few minutes. Because here, if you call the police will be like, so how long has it been? And you're like, oh, just 5 or 10 minutes. They're like, yeah, sorry, call us back maybe in 10 minutes, or like rather half an hour or an hour. If they're still out, then we maybe do something. And then came COVID, and then the police just told us, no, sorry, we will call them, but we're like, yeah, well, if you call them and they still continue to be loud, nothing we can do. The police said nothing we can do. Like, great, that's why we pay taxes for, right? So the police doesn't do anything about those people, and these people are like 0.01% of the population. Most Koreans are amazing, friendly, nice people. But those people, and you know those people, they're in every country. But here, because Canada is so nice, the laws are so nice and soft, they don't do about people like this anything. And we, the population, we normal people, have to suffer. Especially if you're like me, if you're a foreigner here, if you want someday the Canadian citizenship, what do? You don't do anything. You don't call the cops, or if, then 1 or 2 times. And then you learn that suddenly they're not doing anything about this because they have other issues to deal with. So it is annoying, but as when you go to another country and live there, there is always something bad, something you don't like, and you just have to live with it. Accept it. If you don't accept it, that will just eat away from you. So be prepared for this. And another thing, this is not just in my city. I talked with other people in Canada. This is the same thing, because big trucks, they're everywhere in Canada. The music, the laws for the music is almost the same everywhere. Big trucks, big vehicles, it's everywhere in Canada. This is something probably you did not expect, and believe me, it can ruin everything. And if you live somewhere in your house and then you have someone in your neighborhood that is this annoying, this loud, or you live somewhere where it's really nice for them to drive around with their motorbikes or with their muscle cars, yeah, too bad for you. So you have to decide where you live. But if then suddenly someone comes in and lives next to you and is so annoyingly loud, not much you can do. This is a sad part, and this is like one of the very few parts I hate about Canada. You don't love everything about one country. Like, this is one thing I hate in Canada, and I hope in future something is being done and it improves. Right now, nothing has been done. So I hope, even though it was a bit negative, you liked the video. See you in the next one.